Hello and welcome, all my beautiful vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls who are Sagittarius suns, have big Sag placements, or are cross watchers for Sag. Welcome to your month ahead messages, looking at the month of May 2025. I don't know if you guys are having a very confident, sexy month, but I'm feeling the vibes for you guys. You're on it. By the way, sorry if you can hear my exercise ball squeak. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like a fart sometimes, and it's not. If I farted, I would probably tell you guys, or I would just delete it anyway. But it is absolutely my exercise ball. It's not me, I swear. So the way things are gonna work today is that come on, Vanessa. What is it going to be? Oh, I'm going to pull oracle cards to look at your overarching theme for the month ahead. I will then use the tarot to clarify, get further details and messages. So with that, let's dive in. I hope you guys had a wonderful April. You're in rocky road, so I don't know if it was a really tough time. Wow, okay. I'm going to show you what you got in a second, but I wanted to look at this card real quick. So this card is the Sacral. Okay, there's that sexy vibe, that sexy energy. Card 2. And the card that flew out for you was you had the crown chakra. Card 7. So repeating 2s, repeating 7s might be significant for you. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Okay, so you may have been going through a period of transmutation. I actually feel like with that sacral energy as well, there's a link here between like the crown and the sacral. And what I'm getting is one of two things. That this is going to be a month where either you may create a lot. I'm getting like an undefined sacral. So like you may create a lot, but it doesn't feel like it's divinely connected. It doesn't feel like a divine expression a lot of the times. It might just feel like you're kind of like, you're just sort of throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. It doesn't feel like you're in flow. It feels like you're just kind of going through the motions. You're just doing stuff. You're just kind of chasing after things to see what bears fruit. So this, excuse me, might be a month where you do have more divine inspiration, but there's almost a sense of limitation, right? Pardon my itchy nose. So instead of like trying to just like follow up on every single impulse or lead, there's a sense of waiting and being in a meditative place and waiting for that divine inspiration to strike. You might be in that kind of an energy this month. For others, because the sacral is not only our creative energy but also our sexual energy, for some you have this physical connection, a sensuous connection with somebody that you have a spiritual bond with, right? There's like a Kundalini awakening energy here, especially for those of you who have Virgo placements, because there's a somewhat similar but definitively divergent vibe for the Virgo reading for this month. Hang on, I'm just gonna take a sip of my seltzer. There we go. Excuse my burp. This is, excuse me, I'm sorry. Allergies. This is somebody who is going to help you transmute some of that more negative energy. These might be heavier energies. I'm so sorry. That kind of hang around the crown area and make it, it's like these might be negative energies that impede your thoughts, or that kind of like cast a shadow on the lens through which you view yourself, your connection to others, and the events of your life, how they all fit together, right? So, because the crown can talk about kind of, you know, our connection to source, our connection to spirit, and seeing our lives through that lens. But like at a very kind of like personal level, right? So we're looking at all the aspects of our lives and we're seeing the spiritual value in it. We're seeing how we connect and resonate with other people, who are also on their spiritual journey, right? We see how we're all interconnected through source. So it feels like there's been a negative like filter on that for some of you. And it's like struggling to see how, excuse my burp, struggling to see how you have things in common with other people, struggling to see other people's divinity. And not that you don't see that, but like to connect with that really deeply, struggling to see your own divinity, feeling like you don't fit in can definitely be like a sign of like, you know, an imbalanced crown, or like needing to like heal the crown chakra. So it feels like there could be for some of you somebody who comes in to help with that. And for others, this is a creative mentor who helps. It's almost like takes your creative impulses and guides them in a more like focused way. I want to look at these two but not take them. Yeah, Inner Truth and Metamorphosis. Both of these are card 7. So repeating 7s are your number this month. It feels like this is a time where you're getting in contact with your inner truth. We have all the orange here, right? This is like an intuitive level. You're understanding at a spiritual level, and it's guiding you toward the changes that you need to make, specifically to your art. For some, it's where you need to be, like it's like where you need to live or where you need to travel to. So like, let's say if you're normally, Sagittarius vibes, you're on the move, you're on the go, you like to go to a lot of different places, talk to a lot of different kinds of people. You might be struggling to find your inspiration. You're like, yeah, but where do I go next? What do I even do? What, like, it's kind of like, you're starting to feel like been there, done that, but about everything, even if you haven't done, like it's struggling to find the divinity in things. So you might be kind of honing in on that a little more with Inner Truth this month, or having somebody help guide you through that process. Yeah, because breakthrough's at the bottom and it's in reverse. So there's something about the way you're viewing things that I'm hearing it's like struggling to get to the point. It's struggling to see the bigger picture. And that's what's going to be being facilitated for you. Sorry about the mess. I'm in the middle of getting ready to move. But that's going to be facilitated for you. Even that, like I put the deck down and then like the phone tipped forward. So again, like readjusting your perspective for you. There's something about looking back down as well. So almost like focusing on what you're doing on a daily basis, focusing on being in the present moment, grounding yourself in what you do like, what is working, in gratitude practices, stuff like that. Yeah. Get out of your head. Some of you are Year of the Rooster in the Chinese zodiac. Yeah. Can't make it up. It's so funny that you have the crown and then get out of your head. This feels like this is about learning how to make your thoughts work for you, not work against you. How to get into a more spiritual mindset, and not as much of a fear-based mindset. Because again, it's like the lens through which you view your experience. So everything's kind of built off of that. There's a lot of like crown clearing that's coming through this month. Yeah. Because it feels like, for me, red is a color of passion, but it's also the color of destiny. It's the root chakra, so it speaks a lot about the foundations we build our lives on. It's like you're searching for the next hit of destiny, right? The next place you're supposed to be, the next experience you're supposed to have. It's all around you, but you're missing it right now because of something having to do with your thought process. And that's good. Like, we all go through that. No big deal. And so this is going to be a month where you're being helped. You're being encouraged, you're being instructed. There's like with that rooster energy to kind of like wake up, go greet the day, go do things. Some of you have been in a funk and it's like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to go do stuff. I don't want to do healthy, holistic shit. I just want to I'm just angry. And like, that's totally understandable. It feels like you're going to have that. You're going to have somebody in your life that's kind of prompting you. Like they're reaching out, right? Hey, did you leave your apartment today? Hey, like, have you gone and exercised recently? Have you gone to yoga lately? There's somebody who's going to kind of like help you get out of your head a little bit. Get out of the mental and into the spiritual. For sure. The star, this could be an Aquarius. Does not have to be, but this is somebody who is a healer in their own right. They're a spiritual healer. I hardly know her. That felt good. I haven't done that for a minute. It's nice to bring them back out. This could be somebody who they're a spiritual healer, but this is somebody who also believes in your well-being, your health. This could be somebody who's helping reconnect you emotionally and like spiritually to your goals, your visions, why you're doing what you're doing, what it would look like or mean for you to be in alignment at a spiritual level. Yeah, 5 of Cups. And this also could just be natural. Like you might be in a grief process. Right now, some of you guys, you're focusing on what you've lost instead of what you still have available. And this person's reminding you. Some of you have recently lost a friend, or you've had to say goodbye to something that brings you a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, but might have run its course. Because the 3 Cups spilled over, it can be like partying, friendship, having fun, celebrating, but it's maybe you're taking it too far. So if you had to cut something out or you had to say goodbye to something, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, that's tough. But there's somebody here who's reminding you with the 2 Cups still standing, like, hey, there's still a lot of good things to get excited about. Page of Swords, yeah, Aquarius energy very strongly. This person feels like they are going to reach out to you. They're going to text you a lot. This is somebody who communicates. This could be somebody in your neighborhood. If you go to school, this could be somebody in your classes. But this is somebody you see out and about on a regular basis. They're like, hey, hey, hey. Even if they're just checking in on you when they see you, right? Like you could see them at like your local coffee shop and they're like, hey, how are you doing? I know you were, last time we talked, said you were going through this. How's that going? This is somebody who kind of keeps like inspiring you to focus on the more positive aspects of what's available to you. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, step by step. Hey, 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 how you doing? This is somebody who will just keep reaching out to you because they know that it's like they know what it's like to be in that place if you're struggling or if you just feel uninspired. Capricorn energy here. And Temperance or Sagittarius. Yeah, this is going to be a situation where step by step, you're kind of coming back into balance. See how in this card, there's like the cupcakes, the martini, and like screen time. And over here we have a book and like we have, water and vegetables. Like this is somebody who's going to not judge you if you're if you're in a tough place or if you've fallen off with your goals, right? Not judge you for having tough days. But it's also going to help kind of inspire you gently to reach for something more. Again, that's why they're a very skilled, gifted healer, right? They're very grounded in meeting somebody where they're at and bringing them to where they need to be, for sure. This person intuitively, they're very good at being able to reach out to people when they've fallen off the wagon a little bit. Like they just know when to reach out. This could be somebody that you have a very psychic connection with, an almost telepathic connection with. This person might have the power to connect telepathically to people. So that's their spiritual gift. But they kind of just know what to say. They kind of know what you're thinking, or they know when to say something. Again, if you have a vision that you're trying to make happen, you have ideas with the Page of Swords that you're having trouble grounding with the Knight of Pentacles, this person I feel like is really good at being able to kind of like help draw that out of you, help you figure it out, especially if there's some unhealthy thoughts in the process. So like if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, for example, or you're struggling, along the journey, right? You're like, oh, it's never going to be good enough. It's that energy of like when you start, writing or drawing and then you're like, screw it, it's never going to be good enough. You just rip it up kind of a thing, or some of us chuck our canvases out the window. What? I don't know who that is. Whatever you're doing. This is somebody who I feel like when you give up hope, this person reminds you what you're reaching for. It reminds you of your ability to reach your goal. It kind of reminds you that the process and the journey is just step by step by step. So this is going to be somebody who helps you get out of negative thoughts this month, thoughts of grief, of loss, of focusing on what could go wrong, and helps you get curious about what could go right, enough that they're helping you kind of take steps, right? If this is somebody who, like I said, if this is like they're helping you hone in on your art, this is somebody who I feel like asks a lot of questions. They're helpful leading questions with the Page of Swords. This person could be a little nosy sometimes, but you kind of like it. It feels like the star, that's kind of like part of their charm. That's part of their healing process, so they ask a lot of questions. This could be somebody who's giving you a book. This person could have a pet bird. They could like to fish, potentially. But yeah, this is somebody who is going to be helping by asking questions. This also could be somebody who's helping by like supporting you in little steps, right? So they're like, oh, I know you had said that you wanted to reach this goal. So here's a book about it, right? I know you said you wanted to eat healthier. So I found you this cookbook. Why don't we like make something out of it together? I know that you said you wanted to work on meditating more. So why don't we go do this? I know you said you wanted to start going to yoga. I signed us up for a class on this day. We're going to have a great time. This person, again, it's like benevolently bossy. They might almost be a little pushy, but it's like, I feel like you guys are open to it because, again, there's like a psychic telepathic connection. There's an understanding like, okay, this is helping me. I need to do this. And I feel like you can intuitively tell that this person means well. very much so. There's a very healing quality here. And for some, again, with that sacral energy, there's like a sensual connection here as well. And it's very, very healing. Yeah, 2 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, because you guys have big dreams and visions, but you're stuck right now. 3 of Pentacles, and that's why this person's here. You might work with this person. Excuse me. This person might be helping you figure out your next moves when it comes to career. The High Priestess, Pisces energy here. The letters J or B might be significant. The Knight of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like I like this energy because I feel like this person is generally, with the High Priestess, they're very tapped in, they're very intuitive. They're really good at being able to kind of like see you intuitively for who you are. I'm getting with the white and black candles, there's like being able to see your light and your shadow, or the, you know, the good and the bad of the situation, being able to kind of tell intuitively without having to ask all that much where you're at. And it feels like this person is helping you move into this 9 of Pentacles energy where you're grounded, you're feeling good about yourself, you're independent, you're confident, but you're also investing into yourself, right? Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. This person does this primarily through talking to you. Like, this is just how they work. They do a lot. They might have like a healing Mercury energy. Again, a lot of Aquarius vibes. Gemini as well. A lot of energy of the mind. But this person does this primarily with the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, through sharing information, through talking, through asking questions. It's like they ask a lot of questions and then they tell you what to do. And so it feels like it's like if anybody else did it, it would annoy you. But there's something about it with this person where it's like you, and this might be where it's like, you know, these are steps that you need to take, right? So with the Knight of Pentacles, there's a step-by-step plan. And maybe you're just having trouble taking the next step, or you're having trouble getting motivated. This is the slowest knight in the deck. This is the fastest knight in the deck. So this person might just kind of like force you to like pick up the pace a little bit, or it's almost like finally do the thing that you know you need to do. And again, if it were anybody else, it would probably feel bossy. It would probably like annoy you more, and maybe it does annoy you a little bit. But with the High Priestess and that star that we saw earlier, there's a connection, like a psychic connection to this person where they're able to kind of like figure out what you need. I also feel like this person kind of has a sense intuitively for when to push you and when to leave you alone. This person also has a very good intuitive sense, excuse my burp, for when you need support, when you need assistance. That goes back to this energy here. When you've like fallen off the wagon, or you're stalling, you're struggling. When you need help and assistance, and when you're good, right? When you've got a handle on things. So they're not just going to like pester you endlessly, but they might just have a really good sense of like, oh, you're having a tough time. You're not in a good place right now. So it feels like they'll stay on it with you until you get back into this energy of the 9 of Pentacles where you're feeling good, you're feeling grounded, you're motivated, you're working on your goals, you're investing in yourself, you're in a healthy place. And then it kind of like they might back up after that, right? They help kind of get you back on track, and then, not saying they leave your life, but like then they're less likely to be like, hey, what you doing? How'd your day go? Like, this person is, yeah, it's benevolently bossy. Yeah, the Magician. This feels like this is where you're getting your groove back. So this is a month where you're still working on it. Gemini and Virgo showing up. A lot of Mercury energy. Yeah, the 3 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. This is meant to help you get back on track. I'm really drawn to the fact that the spinner is on a home here. So this could be helping you in your home. This person could be helping you move. They could be helping, they could live in the same building as you, or be like a neighbor. They could come to your home. For some of you, this person's like helping you organize your house, or clean, or like move, or get rid of a bunch of stuff. Some of you, this person's helping you secure a home, deal with a family situation. I'm getting sell old possessions here. This person helps you kind of get, the home imagery to me is always our foundations. So this person kind of helps you sort of, it feels like pare down and look at what's the most important thing moving forward, or like to remember to like be present and grounded, going back to our initial message, present and grounded. And like, it's like this energy of temperance here. Like we know all the things we need to do to be a healthy, healthy in mind, body, and spirit, right? It's just a matter of doing them. This person might be really good at helping people reestablish their foundations and reconnect to their goals, right? Because when we're out of balance in our lives, it's really, really hard for us to like discern the messages from spirit and be able to connect to like what our soul is asking us to do next, right? We feel out of alignment, we feel ungrounded, and it can just spiral out of control really quick. So it feels like this person's, because I'm drawn into the caduceus here as well. This person's very gifted at being able to help turn the wheel in people's favor. And we have the number 10 coming up several times. So that might be this person's gift, is they kind of come in, help move the wheel for somebody, help them kind of get grounded and settled again, and back on track. And then they, kind of might cycle back out. This person might come in and out of your life as needed, to help you reach your goals. So it feels like this is the month where you are reconnecting with that, and there is somebody very specific who is going to assist you in that process. So that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you a safe, happy, healthy month ahead, and I'll see you soon. Take care.